Today we see the dependency of a preference upon other preference. Suppose we have some preference whose value depends upon some previous value to be okayed by the user. Suppose we say if some user wants some input message, then he can check out whether he wants some welcome message, and then he can enter the message for that. So we'll just design a small preference screen. Now I'll say preference and say depend pref. Now what I'll do here is I'll take up a checkbox preference. Now in case the checkbox preference is ticked, it is true, only then the user can have the edit text to enter the value. So we'll just see. So I'll just put on Android key. Let us say check P, and we can have a title. Do you need welcome message? And then summary. If yes, then check it. Now if we check this checkbox preference, only then we'll see this edit text preference. Otherwise this will be disabled and the user won't be able to enter any text in the edit text preference. So I'll just take a key, I'll just copy and paste from this checkbox. So I'll have edit check PR, and then I can say enter the message here, and you can say summary, enter some interesting message. Now this is the main key to this. We'll say Android dependency is equal to check PR. So this says that the edit check preference, this will edit text preference, this will depend upon the value of the check PR. In case this is checked, only then we'll be able to enter any text in the edit text preference. So I can put down any activity that will show this. So we'll have a new activity, Android activity. I'll enter some, say, dependent, and put down the XML as dependent, and finish. So in this, I'll just clear this off, take a linear layout, add a simple button to this, and then I'll say show pref, and we'll use some on click method, show depend. So we'll just open up our activity. This is our activity. Now r.layout.depend act, we already have this. I'll just clean the project. Depend act. Dependent.java. We have an error here. Let's just try to clean it up. we have an error. There is some error in the project due to which it is not compiling. dependect.java. Just simply take care of this. Set content view r.layout.dependect. Oh, this is perfectly okay. Let's see what problem we're having. Problem with pref head. Oh, okay. There was some other file that was creating the problem, so just put it off. Just again try to rebuild. So now again we have to make a method called show depend. And now I need to create an activity for showing up the preference. So I'll just create a new class, say depend pref, that will extend preference activity. We'll create the onCreate method and simply add preferences from resource, which is r.xml.dependPref. So this finishes. We have the dependent. I'll create an intent. We are going to show up depend pref dot class, and I'm not taking it anywhere. I'm not taking any result from this. Our main intention to only see how the preference actually works. Otherwise we can design a start activity for result and take the result in that, but we are simply at this point of time starting the activity and just seeing how the preference works. So I'll just add up in the preference. We have dependent is the main activity. It is already there. And depend pref is our second activity. So I'll just run the example. So we'll have a button that will click to show up the preference. So this is where it comes. This is the button, shows up a preference, where we have a checkbox preference and edit text. Now, so this edit text here is disabled, and as long as you don't take this up, this is not enabled, you don't see this edit text preference to be edited. So now I can enter my message. I can say hello there, and I can OK it. So, but we haven't taken the values that we have set here. So the main thing to see in this is that the edit text preference, this depends upon the checkbox preference, and in case this is not enabled, we cannot set any message with the edit text preference. So this is how dependency of a preference can be done on another preference. So in our next lecture we'll see how we can share preferences or how we can restrict preferences to a activity.